Okay, I'm here again. I'm live. And okay, I think my microphone is actually indicating that some noise is happening. Okay, hi guys. Sorry I'm late again this weekend. Friday and Saturday were not good days for me. I had a really nasty head cold. Might have been a sinus infection as well. I don't know. I just, for 2 days straight, I felt like I had been kicked square in the face. So, sorry that this live stream is a couple days late, but I'm still here. I'm still getting to it. I'm going to try a slightly different setup for what I normally do. I mean, I'm still trying to work around, trying to figure out where the best place to put the camera is and everything. But I think I worked out something that was fairly easy. I'm going to give it a try tonight, see what happens. Loki's keeping me company tonight, like he normally does. And no, you can't come into my lap. You got to stay up there. He's going to want to come into my lap now. But yeah, I'm going to work on the flame pattern a little bit, work on the arrowhead sash that I need to work on for a little bit. And if you want to take a look at the lightning or the diamond pattern again, I still have those patterns in the works. So I can bring those out real quick. Just say the word in chat and I can bring those out to work on. For now, I'm just going to change my camera around and work on the flame sash for 2 passes like I normally do. Seems to work out pretty well time-wise. And yeah, and I'll get right to work here. So give me a couple seconds. I'll get everything switched around and I'll get started on weaving. I think this will work out okay. As long as I can get this angle okay. I think. We'll see here. All right. So again, I'm trying out a different angle here. Well, not a different angle, but I'm trying out a different camera setup. And I think it works. And kind of keeps stuff out of my way. I think I'm going to knock into it less with it at this angle, or with the way my little stand is set up. I'm going to have to do a little more with this, aren't I? Get this to a place where I'm comfortable working on it real quick. Okay. Bring that down to here, maybe. Yeah, that'll work, I think. Yeah, I think that'll work. I think the light's actually a little bit better over here. I kept having problems in the other setup where it just made just really saturated the colors real bad. All right. So I'm right there. I'm going to start some music. Put it about there. Let me know if that's too loud. And I can turn it down, no problem. All right. I'm actually going to plot this at a little bit of an angle because it's actually kind of sort of in my view. Okay. All right, here we go. It's always the left side that acts weird when I'm weaving. Excuse me. Hey, Christina. Good to see you. Oof. Yeah, I got a head cold that knocked me out over the weekend. I had like sinus congestion and everything, so yeah, I didn't get to stream Friday night like I normally do, and Saturday I was just too out of it to do anything. But I feel better tonight, so I figured I'd at least get my weekly video in. Oh yeah. I've never had pneumonia, but I've had bronchitis. And yeah, it takes forever to get over that. I'm glad you're feeling better. By the way, if any of you who are watching are interested in needle felting, Christina does some amazing work. You should check her out. I know. Out of all the more intricate and complicated patterns, I think the flame pattern is probably my favorite, just because it's so freaking pretty. Hi, Brittany. Glad you could join me again. What pattern were you thinking about going with? I don't know why it keeps doing that. Yeah, chevron's a good one to start with. It looks hard on that side. Okay. Yeah, the interlocking patterns can get they can get a little frustrating at times. Probably the one that frustrates me the most is the one called the Acadian pattern, because it's 2 arrowheads put together and there's so much interlocking. Oh my gosh, so much interlocking. Drives me up the wall. Ooh. This thing does not want to stay put. How far do I have to go? This is actually a really big project. Right now, let's see. How many inches do I have done now? Excuse me. My cold is rearing its ugly head. Let me get my tape measure real quick. Let's see how long it is right now. Okay. As of right now, I've got about 16 inches woven on the first half. So about, that's what, 1 1/3 feet. And see how much yarn I got left here. And I have around 52 inches of yarn left to weave. So it's going to be a while before I get to the end of this one. As I said in a preview video that I posted a while ago, when I was initially cutting the yarn, yeah, it's a big project. My husband is not a small man. Otherwise, this would not be nearly as long as I am making it. So, yeah, it's going to be a while. I still have a lot to go. In fact, I'm hoping it's even going to be long enough for what I was intending, because the weave itself actually takes up quite a bit of yarn. Because every time I cross over, it takes up about 1 inch of the yarn right here. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, every time I do a pass, I give up about an inch of yarn in length. So as I'm weaving this, I'm even beginning to wonder if it's going to be long enough for what I intended. So, but that's the thing with these. Sometimes you just never know how it's going to turn out until you start weaving it. Yeah, that's for sure. When my husband first told me he wanted one, I'm like, oh man. And you want it how long? You wanted a double wrap belt? Oh, that's going to take forever. So yes, I love my husband very much. I mean, he already loves how it looks. It's, not even halfway finished. So it'll be worth it in the long run, I think. Yeah. When you're starting a project, if you're not sure about how much yarn you need to cut, always go with too much versus not enough. Usually as my rule of thumb, for the simpler patterns, I will measure out the length of how long I want my piece, and then I will add a foot for like the more simple patterns, like the diagonal and the chevron and the diamond. There isn't a whole lot of crossover on them, not nearly as much as there is with the more interlock with the wider patterns. So those ones I don't think those ones are too much extra. Let's see. This is the chevron I did a while back. So let's see. Actually, no, let me see here. That's still about an inch of crossover per pattern length. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Just count this out real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So just with the way the pattern on this one worked, I'm guessing I lost about 15 to 18 inches of yarn length when I upon completion, just because of the way the patterns work. So I still haven't quite figured out like a mathematical thing of figuring out how much yarn you exactly need. I just go with, okay, I probably need a foot or two extra, and that's how I play it safe. Also, she'd probably like the one I'm working on right now, huh? Oh, nice. All right. My first pass is done. I'm going to go ahead and do something here that I don't normally do, which is I'm actually going to flip my work over. Some weavers do it for every pass. Some weavers don't do it at all. I do it occasionally. Mostly because sometimes I notice that one side is not weaving quite the same as the other, and flipping your work over is a good way to kind of make sure everything matches up. But I kind of noticed that my left side here is weaving just a little bit different from my left side, from my right side. Excuse me. My throat's still scratchy from the cold. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this real quick and continue weaving on my second pass here. And what I mean by flipping it over, it's just simply as turning it around to the other side. So I'm just going to take this whole thing and I'm going to flip it around to the other side. Now it's not going to screw me up or mess anything up. It's not going to mirror everything. So I'm pretty much going to be able to weave as I've always been weaving. But this will kind of help me keep everything even on this, because I really do want to keep everything nice and even. Yeah, I usually don't flip my braiding over. Not really sure why. I just don't. I don't really feel the need to most of the time. But for the smaller projects, I really don't feel the need to. But for the bigger ones that I really want to keep even, I will go ahead and flip it like this occasionally, just to kind of even everything out. Excuse me. I'm going to need a cough drop here in a second. Okay, not a second. Excuse me, I gotta find a cough drop. Ugh. Okay, I got my cough drop. And I'll go on to pass 2. Oop. What did I do there? Nope. Yeah, okay. I thought I screwed up there. I knew someone who did fiber arts for a living as a supplement to her income. And she had her own sheep, and she would shear her own sheep, prep her wool, and she would also make her own yarn. The process was very time consuming, I could tell you that. And one time she tried teaching me how to use a drop spindle, and I could not for the life of me get it. So this is like, okay, I don't think I'm going to make a career as a spinster. Yeah, and that could be the frustrating part about, working with yarn and stuff like that, is that people ask you, well, why don't you work with this material or that material? And you just kind of stare at them blankly and go, do you realize how expensive it is? Like, I've had people ask me why I don't make these out of wool yarn, and I'm going, yeah, I don't think some people realize how expensive some of the materials are. Like this right here is just the cheap acrylic yarn that you can pick up at Walmart for like $2 a skein. But I don't think what people realize is that the skeins of the other materials are like half the amount for twice the cost. So making that nice wool scarf for you is going to cost a bit. Oh, were you going to dye it, or were you going to leave it natural? Leave it its natural color? I'm curious. Because the person I knew would also dye her own wool too. Okay. Oh yeah, and alpaca fur is so soft. I love how soft it is. I wish I could work with alpaca some, but I'm not quite sure it'd be good for weaving because it might be too soft. I'm not sure. I'll have to try it. I may just have to buckle down and buy some sometime to try it out. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of worried about how it would weave. Because I know when I was first learning how to weave, I just used whatever yarn I could get my hands on. At one time, I had one color in a project that I was working on that was really smooth and really shiny. And it was acrylic and all, but I hated weaving it. It was such a pain to weave. Yeah, that's probably my best bet. Go with a alpaca wool blend. Yeah, there you go. Keep it up. That's not a bad price for wool. I'm gonna have to look into that. I just ordered the materials for another commission that I just got off of Amazon after looking around everywhere for the stuff that I needed. I mean, not even Etsy really had it. Well, Etsy did have it, but it was probably about twice the cost of what I found on Amazon. Amazon's starting to prove itself the kind of the go-to for supplies, I think. All right, there we go. So that was 2 passes again. For about 3 or 4 inches, I think. I think the hardest part about this sash has been trying to keep it even. Usually the wider a piece gets, the harder it is to keep it even. I think I'm doing okay with this one, which still matches up with, so far it still matches up pretty well. The commission is for a friend of mine here in town. He's actually in a Knights chapter in the area, so he dresses up in full plate armor and then goes out and fights. He goes to events and all across the state. It's pretty neat. But he wears what are called belt flags. I'm not quite entirely sure. I'm just kind of going off what he told me. I don't really know a whole lot. But he asked me to make him a new belt for his belt flags. So the colors are going to be kind of maroon and gold. And I'm going to be making the belt on a steel loop that he provided for me. And it's going to be the first belt I've done on something like that. And I was intending, fully intending on showing you guys that one too, as just kind of show you how I started it. And that one's going to be pretty quick because he just wanted a diagonal pattern for that one. Nothing fancy. So I'll probably be done that one within a few weeks. So yeah, that's what the next project is going to be. I ordered the material Saturday. Did I order it Saturday? No, I ordered it Friday night. And I think it'll be here Thursday. So hopefully it'll be here on time for me to do a live stream on Friday. If I get around to doing a live stream on Friday, with the holidays coming up, schedule might get a little mucked up. I'm also considering moving the live streams to Sunday night instead of Friday night. Of course, I'm not quite sure, how everyone else feels about that. I mean, I get, you guys seem to hop on no matter what night I do it on. So, I mean, but I do want to figure out what night works best for everybody because, I do enjoy sharing this with everybody. All right. So there's that one for now. I'm going to switch over to the other project I'm working on because I need to get finished because I need to start its partner here soon too. So I'm just going to tie this off real quick. Let's see. Yeah, looking pretty good. It's Partner usually travels around with me. Thanks, Christina. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I think I might switch to Sunday nights just because it'll give me, I feel like it gives me a little bit more time to prep. Friday nights, I usually come home from work and I'm just like so tired and just out of it. So I think I might actually go ahead and switch the live streams to Sunday night. Put down where I can see it. Okay. Yeah, I tried starting early one time, and I think I started it at like 8:45, 9 o'clock, and nobody really hopped on, so I decided to stick with the 10 o'clock start time. Although, yeah, it's a little late for me because I'm on Eastern time. Seems to work out well for everybody else, so there we go. Thanks, Christina. Actually, I'm going to flip this one over too. This one needs some work on this. Yeah, we'll do that. All right. This one's not a commission, but it is something that I need to work on and finish. So it's going to be part of the videos for a bit because extra time to work on it works for me. This is a arrowhead pattern with a blue border. Pretty simple, at least for me. But then again, I've been doing this for a while. So I'll go ahead and show you how this one works. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go all the way down to the end to where my border color is. Switch it out with my border color. And then weave out the rest of the way. One, two, three, 5. Just need to pull some of these a little bit tighter. I switch between patterns so often that sometimes it throws me off when I switch on something small. Switch to something smaller. This one feels so much different versus this flame pattern. Yeah, I've actually come across a couple of knots in my work at some points, and I'm like, when did that happen? I don't recall putting a knot in this. And you got to go back through and undo it and hope it doesn't ruin anything. Good night, Brittany. Thanks for watching. Good. Back over. my goodness. Thanks, Christina. I mean, I would love to have more viewers. It'd be great. Two, three, four, five. Two, three, four. There you go. Just a little bit, get my camera to focus. One of these days, I will have the money to get better recording equipment. I wish I could say I was almost done with this belt. I still got a ways to go on this one, too. Yeah, I'm lucky enough to have a little webcam. Nothing too fancy. It was I picked it up at Staples, I think, for around $45. And it does all right. The microphone on it isn't too terrible. And the video quality's, the video quality's not the best, but as you can see, it works for what I need it to. Goodness, I don't remember what the little thing was called. It's a Logitech. It's a little Logitech camera. And it works pretty good for what I need at the moment. I'm hoping to eventually have enough money to get a GoPro to hook up to my computer. And I also hope to have a computer that is a lot better than the one I have now. Because right now I'm still nursing my... I'm milking my college computer for all it's worth, but my laptop's about ready to die. I think the wireless adapter in it is starting to die because it'll just cut out on me for no reason sometimes. So I don't know. Alright, so that's close enough. Alright, so there's 2 passes on that one. I'm actually going to go ahead and do a couple passes on this one's buddy because I got to get it started at some point. This one's a part of one of 2 that I'm making for some friends of mine for a Christmas present. Of course, I don't know if I've already given away their present because I broadcast me working on it on YouTube videos, but I honestly don't know if they watch my YouTube videos. So, there's a 50-50 chance that they'll be surprised. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Yeah, I was lucky when I got my laptop because my dad helped me cover it because, it was originally for college. And thankfully, we got a good enough one that it's lasted 6 years so far. It's starting to slow down, but it hasn't completely died yet. And it still does what I need it to do. And a lot of stuff, but it doesn't do a lot of stuff that I wish it could do. So, yeah. So I'm going to take a pause on this one. I'm going to work on its buddy for a bit. I'm kind of putting it off, but I need to get it started. So I'm going to pull this one into view now. Just the camera for it a little bit. This one's the same pattern. This one's also going to be an arrowhead. Different color scheme, but an arrowhead nonetheless. Just going to cinch this down a little bit so I can get started and hopefully not have it move around too much. And here we go. And again, the first few rows are always the hardest. All right, so I'm going to go over, under. 1, 2, nope, not that one. 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. Ah! Dang it. I went into flame sash mode. It's not what I'm doing. I'm doing an arrowhead. There we go. That's better. Went over. So, I think. Wait. One. Yeah. Two. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. For most of my projects, I start from the middle and I work my way out. That's why it's set up the way it is. Other people will start from one end and weave to the other. I like weaving from the inside, from the middle out, because it leaves a neat pattern in the middle. Like for chevrons, it'll leave a diamond in the middle. And then the arrowheads leave a really interesting pattern in the middle when you switch it. It also gives you a means of tying it down. Whereas if I was starting from one end to the other, I have a little bit of a harder time. The commission that I have is I'm not starting in the middle for that one. I'm actually going to be weaving from one end all the way down to the other. So it's going to be a tad bit different. And I'll probably have a hard time trying to figure out how to set it up to where I can work on it. But, I mean, it's definitely going to be different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's a little easier to manage because you don't have to worry about one half at a time. The commission is going to probably be marginally a little bit more difficult, I think. But again, I think it'll be okay. You always got to try something new at some point. So this one will be my something new. Again, my friend who commissioned from me knows that this is my first time trying something like this. So he knows, that, he may, he'll get something that is completely unique from me. So. All right, well, good night. Hope you have a good night's sleep. I'll probably be going to bed after I finish working on this one for a little bit anyway. Oh, nice. All right, that's one pass on that one. Cool. Got this one started up. And I think I'm going to call that a night. It's getting pretty late here. I needed to do some other stuff before going to bed. So, I'm just going to flip my camera around here real quick. Make sure y'all can see me okay. Okay, so there we go. Flame sash and arrowhead pattern with a border. And those are the two that I was working on tonight. Hopefully same time next week. I think I'll go ahead and move the live streams to Sunday night. It seemed to be pretty successful. I was happy with it. Those of you who hopped on and kept me company, I appreciate it. It was nice talking with you guys while I was working on my stuff. And I hope to pick this up again next week. Hopefully I'll have that new project ready to go so y'all can see how that works out. I'm excited to start working on it. I think it's going to be pretty neat. Not only am I setting it up a different way, but I'm also using a new material that I'm excited to show you guys. So I think that's going to be really neat, and I'm really excited about that one. But until then, I hope you guys have an awesome week. Try not to get the sickness that's been going around like I did. It sucks. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your long weekend. Happy Veterans Day, and I'll see you next time. Toodles.